All right, so the last step is to convert what's left, which is the word Freebird and the bird itself. So again, multiple ways of doing this, but you're gonna see why I chose to do this last is because of what it does to our entire image. Now, we could use Photoshop, but I wanted to kind of stick with Illustrator and do everything in Illustrator, and we can do that. So I'm gonna select the background image, and I'm going to go over to my properties, and just like we did with the raster image, we're going to image trace it, and we're going to choose black and white logo again. And now you can see that it traces it, and you can see what it does to the text in our graphic here, which we're going to ignore because we manually created all that, right? Now you can see the bird isn't as sharp or as crisp as the original image. Maybe the free bird isn't as well, isn't as crisp as we wanted, or has, you know, a little bit of too much curvature to it. So we can adjust that by going over here. Again, the image and the data is still selected. So we're gonna go over to the presets. We're gonna click on that. It's gonna open up this box here. And here we can start adjusting the threshold. If you click on the advanced, you can adjust the paths and the corners. So you can see here the path fitting is the higher value means a tighter fit. So if we start dragging this slide bar here, you can see, you gotta let go, that it gives us a lot tighter fit on the bird. So that looks pretty good. And then we can also come down here and adjust the corners. So a higher value means more corners. Maybe we want to may have less corners. So again, you can adjust this to the shape and the way that you want it to be. You can also play with the noise. So again, you can adjust these and get it to look the way you want. Ignore what's going on up here because all we're looking at down here is the bird and then the free bird word up here as well. So once we get that to the way that we like it, so maybe we like that, then we can close this window and we're going to go back and we're going to expand. And just like we did before, if we go up to the layers and we expand this slash group here, which is the image, we have all those white layers, right? Now we can also, let's turn off everything except that image. So I'm going to turn off these other layers, and that way it keeps, these other objects here. So if we go over to the properties and ungroup, now these will become individual objects that you could delete. All right. So I'm just going to go over to this select option here, this direct select tool. And if you left click and hold and do a window around this data, you can hit the delete key and it'll delete that. Kind of same thing here. I can delete that. There's some more there, but I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. So same idea up in here. I'm just, collecting or clicking on this. You can see this image here. I can delete that as well because we don't need that. And that's that background. So I can get rid of all of this stuff. And if we go over to our layers, you got these white layers here. So I'm just going to left click and select, dragging on those. And then I'm going to click this down here. Okay. And then these are all part of the, the individual pieces. And I'll show you in Design Studio how to bring those together. You can see these are all separate. So now if I turn everything back on by turning on the layers here, there's my image. All right. So now we can save this, export it out, bring it into our Design Studio, and set it up for cutting out.